Hey everyone, welcome back to Beauty Beyond 40. Today's video is all about my new 8 Sleep Pod, which is a really cool system that you set up to hack your way into better sleep. It is a heating and cooling system, and it is a sleep tracker. What I use it for is to get rid of my night sweats. I have not had one single night sweat since I set up my 8 Sleep Pod. I was cleaning my bedroom floor and I unplugged the pod to move it out of the way so I could clean the floor, and I forgot to plug it back in, and that night I fell asleep not realizing that my pod wasn't connected, and I woke up drenched. I was just so uncomfortable. When I woke up in the morning and realized that it was because I had unplugged my 8 Sleep Pod, that's when I decided I will never sleep without my 8 Sleep Pod at home again. This video is a continuation of the conversation I started a few months ago about perimenopause and menopause, and I deal with a lot of symptoms, and sleep was a big part of that video. Sleep is so important. A lot of you were interested in continuing the conversation about perimenopause and menopause, and many of you told me you're interested in wellness tech like this 8 Sleep Pod, so I'm really excited to be making this video to tell you all about it today. Today I'm filming in my bedroom, so you can see the bed that I set up the 8 Sleep Pod on, and I used my existing mattress. I have a Sealy Posturepedic that I'm obsessed with, and I ordered the queen size pod. It fits right over the mattress. It comes with a mattress cover and a console. I put the mattress cover on top of my existing mattress, and it was really easy to set up. And then I connected the mattress with the tubes to the console, and then I added the water to the console and I turned it on and I downloaded the app, and then I connected the console to the app and got started, and it was really easy to set up. It does require both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, so if you need any help getting all that set up, you can always contact their customer service. They were really helpful to me when I was getting up and running with my 8 Sleep Pod system. You can actually buy a mattress. They sell a mattress if you don't have one or if you want to upgrade your mattress, but I had just bought a new mattress like a year ago and I love it so much, so I didn't want to get a new mattress. So it works with an existing mattress that you have. I had tried out the 8 Sleep Pod system before and I really loved it. So when they reached out to me to send me my own pod, I was over the moon because these pods start at $2,000. Like for the queen size, I believe it starts at around $2,000 and then it goes up in price. And so I was thrilled that I had the opportunity to test it out. And it is quite pricey, but when you think about how important sleep is to your health and to maintain a youthful appearance, and how sleep becomes a lot harder to come by when you get into perimenopause and menopause, I think it's a fantastic investment to make. And I can tell you that since I set this up several months ago, I set it up right at the beginning of February and it's now May, and I've been testing it all this time, and I have not had one single night sweat since I set up this sleep pod. To me, that is worth the price because I don't wake up drenched in sweat anymore. And if you have night sweats or if you've had one before, you know how uncomfortable it is. You wake up, your hair is wet, your pajamas are wet, the sheets are wet, and it's just so uncomfortable, and I have to get up and change my pajamas, and then it takes me a while to fall back asleep because it's just so uncomfortable. I don't ever want to have a bed without an 8 Sleep Pod ever again because I know that I can have a good night's sleep without night sweats, and so that's the number one reason why I love it. I recommend it to anyone that's dealing with night sweats, but there are also so many other reasons why this pod system is incredible, which I'm going to go over today. So the 8 Sleep Pod, the way I would describe it is twofold. Number one, it is a heating and cooling system. So when you set up the mattress, you connect it to this pod that has water in it. You fill it up with water. There are tubes that connect from the console to your mattress cover, and water flows through these small tubes all throughout the mattress cover, and it heats or cools based on your preference. You can control the temperature of the mattress, and you set it all up in the app. The heating and cooling system is run by a program or an app called Autopilot, and you have to download an app on your phone. So the app is also tracking your sleep. So there are small sensors all throughout the mattress cover. It's tracking a whole bunch of data, like how long does it take you to fall asleep, how long were you asleep, when did you wake up, were you snoring, all kinds of data points, and it's really interesting to look over time to see where your trends are, to see where you might make improvements, and really it allows you to hack your way to better sleep. And to answer some questions I'm sure are popping into your mind that a lot of people asked me when I first posted about the 8 Sleep Pod. Number one, it does not feel like a waterbed. Waterbeds were so cool back in the 70s. It's really, really wild when you get into a waterbed. It's just really, really wavy, and you can definitely feel the water. You cannot feel the water in the tubes. The mattress cover is really, really comfortable. It just feels like a mattress cover, so I didn't find it to be uncomfortable at all. And I'm a really particular sleeper, and I found it to be really comfortable. You don't feel anything different, so it doesn't feel hard or uncomfortable. Some people are asking me that. What you do feel is an interesting sensation when it starts to cool or heat down the mattress cover. I did wake up a little bit in the beginning, like the first week that I set it up, because I'm not used to that. I'm a really light sleeper, and I really noticed like the bed cooling, and I woke up because it's a really interesting sensation. So I'm totally used to it now. It doesn't wake me up anymore. So those are the top 2 questions I get. Does it feel like a waterbed, and is it comfortable, and do you notice that it's on your bed? No, it does not feel like a waterbed, and yes, it is very comfortable. So I've been using this pod since February, and back in February it was pretty cold at night here in Southern California, and so what I've found that I actually like is to set the temperature at +1 when I'm getting into bed. So you can set 3 different temperatures. You can set when you're first getting into bed, then while you're sleeping, and then late stage. So there's 3 temperatures, and they recommended for me as a woman, 48, 49, that I do a U-shaped structure. So where you have a temperature at like +1, or maybe you want it to be -1, you want it to be cooled down a little bit when you get into bed. They recommend to go to a lower temperature while you're sleeping, and that really works for me to avoid night sweats, and then raise the temperature back up to kind of prompt your body that it's time to wake up. So we all know that your body temperature drops while you sleep. I like to set the 3 stages of temperature to mimic how my body naturally would be. I think the key for me is to make sure the temperature drops in the mattress cover while I'm asleep to control those night sweats. I tell it that I normally go to bed around 11 o'clock, and then it will heat the bed up. It'll tell me like autopilot is heating up your bed, it's getting your bed ready for you. It's really nice to look forward to. And then I slip into bed and it's really toasty, and then I fall asleep, and then as I'm sleeping, it will drop the temperature to make sure I don't get a night sweat. And then as it's getting closer to my wake up time around 7 a.m., it'll start to heat the bed up. And you can set an alarm. It will either vibrate, or you can set the temperature to be really high, like +5, which you are getting out of bed because you're feeling so hot. So there's so many ways to customize your experience, and I was playing around with it a lot over the last several months to see what works best for me. And now that it's May, the temperature is warming up a little bit. I like to get into a bed that's a little cooler now. So I'll set it at -1, where it's cooling the bed down. I slip into bed and it feels nice and cool. And then -2 while I'm sleeping so that it cools down, and then it will bring it back up to like +1 to get me out of bed. So it's totally up to you to play around with it, and as the weather changes, as your preferences change, you can play around with it, but I'm optimizing my temperature controls to avoid night sweats. And what's really great about it is if you have a partner, you can do one set of temperatures on one side of the bed and another set of temperatures on the other side of the bed. So if you sleep really hot, you can set your bed to be cooler. If your partner likes the bed to be a little warmer, you can set it up warmer for that side of the bed. So that's just so cool that you can finally have a good night's sleep together by controlling the temperature that best suits each of your needs individually. And they just launched a new pod version that actually elevates. So if either of you snore, I think it will actually monitor and catch when you're snoring and then lift the bed up, like elevate it to stop you from snoring. I think that is so incredible. I'm such a light sleeper, and that would be amazing to just nudge my partner awake, or me if I'm snoring, because even if you're snoring yourself, that can interfere with a good night's sleep. So that I don't have. It looks really, really cool, but I recommend looking into that. If anyone watching is a snorer or your partner is a snorer, this could be such an excellent solution to help you get a better night's sleep. So now I'll tell you a little bit more about the app. The app provides you a sleep fitness score. Every time you wake up, it calculates all of the data and gives you a score based on different data points. And I have received a 100 sleep fitness score once, which was really exciting because usually I can get really close to 100, but there's always something that's throwing it off. So it's looking at, how much did you stick to your schedule? Did you get enough deep sleep? Did you get enough REM sleep? So it's tracking how much of each sleep cycle you're getting. And it is important to get enough deep sleep, enough REM sleep. It's tracking your deep sleep, your REM sleep, your light sleep. It's tracking when you wake up. I get up to go to the bathroom quite often in the night, so it's tracking that. And what I found really fascinating is that maybe I get into bed at like 11 o'clock and I wake up at 7 and I think I had such a great night's sleep. And then I look in the app and actually it took me like 45 minutes to fall asleep. Then I was up a few times in the night and I actually didn't get 8 hours of sleep. I got a lot less sleep than I thought. And it will track the quality of my sleep. So if I didn't get enough deep sleep, my sleep quality score will be lower. So it's been really eye-opening to me to understand why I'm so tired some days when I think I got plenty of sleep. Well, I actually didn't get good quality of sleep. So you can track this data night over night and also reveal trends. Like, ooh, it's been taking me a really long time to fall asleep. If you're off schedule, it's tracking things like your heart rate, your heart variable rate, if you're snoring, all different kinds of data points. And it will alert me in the morning like, hey, notice that your heart rate took a long time to drop last night. Were you drinking alcohol last night? Or did you have some caffeine later in the day? And it always knows. It does really impact your sleep. And you can see in the app, if you had a glass of wine before you go to bed, you're gonna notice that the data is thrown off. And that was really fascinating for me to see. And really it helps to keep me on track. If you're seeing a trend like your breath rate is increased significantly for a long stretch of time, the app will tell you and then you can look into it. So it's really cool just to see what happens while you're sleeping because this is insight to data that I have never seen before. Some more information about the pod that you might be interested in. It has a 30-night risk-free trial, which I think is great because it does take a little while to set it up and get comfortable with it and to find the settings that work the best for you. And you have time to work with the customer service team if you're having any issues getting everything up and running, and it comes with free shipping and free returns. I've had my pod since February, so February, March, April, May, almost 4 months now. I haven't had to do anything to the pod. I haven't had to switch out the water. I think at a certain point, the app will let me know, hey, time to refresh the water, dump the tank out and put some new water in, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. And the whole system is really smart, so it will always tell you what you need to do. There's no guesswork for you. And if you are a menopausal woman who's having trouble sleeping because of temperature fluctuations or hormones shifting and you're sweating in the night, I cannot recommend this pod system more. It is incredible. I'm gonna keep using it to get me through menopause, and then hopefully after that, I'll continue to use it to control the temperature in my bed and also to leverage all of that incredible sleep data to keep me aware of any patterns or shifts in patterns or any health information that I might need to look into further to just make sure that I'm healthy and getting a good night's sleep. That's all I have for you today. If you have any questions about the 8 Sleep Pod, please drop them in the comments below. I'd be happy to help you if I can, because I probably know a lot more of the nuance and details about it that I didn't cover today. So if you do have a question that came up that I didn't answer, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like, leave a comment, share with a friend, and make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.